Okey, Assalamualaikum dan selamat petang. So, berjumpa lagi dalam kelas lecture kita pada minggu ini. So, kita ingin melihatlah beberapa aspek lagi elemen multimedia yang kita pelajari, okey, dari minggu ke minggu, dan minggu ni kita lebih fokus kepada elemen yang tidak kurang penting juga, iaitu we are looking into this interactivity for element of multimedia. So good evening everyone. So for today class, we're going to continue our class about the basic of multimedia and web technology. Okay, so for today class, so we are looking into another important element of multimedia, which is this interactivity. So whenever we want to design any multimedia content or to using the any other creativity in developing the multimedia content, another element that also important is the interactivity. So for today for this week class, so we are looking into interactivity, how the interactivity can give more value to our content. Okay, to content of multimedia. So okay, for this week, okay, what the thing that we need to learn is more about to give the correct definition, okay, definition of interactivity in multimedia. So in what context that we need to understand, and we need to define the interactivity for multimedia perspective. And from this week class, we also learn about the name of production. I mean the product of multimedia. Okay, that be part of the element for interactivity. So which software that we can use to develop the interactivity for our multimedia content. And we also to understand about the simplify interactivity as an effective element in multimedia presentation. And from this week class, we also looking into the the way how we can improve the user interface and user experience using the concept of interactivity. Okay, so everyone can listen to my lecture.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I proceed.
Yes, sir.
So basically, interactivity can come in many ways. So how we develop the interactivity, not only the physical interaction, but the logical interaction. Okay, the way we think, the way we can understand what are the component that we develop or we created the content for the multimedia product. So the engagement between the interactivity, not only one way interactivity, but multiple ways of interactivity. So before I go further, I want to share the definition, the common definition of interactivity from the multimedia perspective. Okay, when Edwin Scholarsberg define the interactivity is not about the clicking on the icon or downloading the file. It's about encouraging communication. Okay, what we understand here is not about the action that we take or the action that we perform during the interactivity between system, between the content, or between the machine with the user, but it's more than that. It's beyond that. Okay? Because it's about how you encouraging the communication, okay, between the digital content, okay, with the communication, okay, how you interact, okay, the way you interact. Because if you can see nowadays, the interaction not only using the mouse, okay, using the touch screen, but we can interact, okay, with the system using voice, okay, using gesture, or maybe you can use the wave. Okay, so this is part of the interactivity when you design the digital content or digital system. Okay, so it's beyond the interaction physical, but the the interaction can be virtual, and the interaction can be also using gesture or using voice command. So that is also one of the element, okay, when you interact with the digital content. Okay, I hope everyone clear on this. So what is interactivity? Okay, so interactivity in multimedia is about the ability of the computer to respond, okay, to the user input. Okay, interactivity offer multiple choices or scenarios where the viewer choose what to do or to explore. Okay, so like your website, when you develop your website, you can interact with the website. Okay, you can click, okay, you can navigate, all those interaction. Okay, you can choose any interaction that you prefer. Okay, and when multimedia is depend on the user input, and the user input affect the program of output, and the program is called the interactive media. So the most important thing you need to understand the concept of interactivity, when you can give input to the system, when you can give input to the content that you develop. Okay, like you are using game, for example. So game, digital game. So when you play games, what the famous game right now? Everyone playing right now. Yes.
PUBG.
So there's a lot of game that everyone have playing now. So if they don't have the element of interaction, so the game is not enjoy. Okay, it's more like you cannot communicate with the digital platform. Okay, the game. Okay, every movement for your game, it's not look something realistic. That's why this is the component that we need to use whenever we develop not only game but anything that using the digital technology. Okay, for example, there are a lot of example you can observe when you go to internet and everything. And one more thing, nowadays you can interact with the video. Okay, video, especially if you are looking into this YouTube channel, you can view the 360 video. Anyone have experienced this? Okay, so
yes,
this is one of the good example to understand the interactivity. Okay, by using the video. Okay, so you can refer to any videos nowadays. They emphasize on the 360 content. Okay, whereby you can interact. If you move your phone, your mobile phone, or your video, you can look around. Okay, not only up to 160 or 150 degrees, but you can view 360 degree of the video. Okay. With one condition, make sure the video is in the format of 360. I think you can refer to my channel as well. I have uploaded some of the 360 degree video, so you can interact by moving your mobile devices or the direction where you want to view. Okay, the perspective for those videos. Okay. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay, good. So when you include the interactivity capability for your digital content, it's more engaging. It's more fun. So this is the thing that you need to also consider whenever you want to develop the digital content or multimedia production. Okay. Okay, so this is the model. Maybe some of the graphical example that I can show and share with all the students. An interactive media can combine various of multimedia element in the presentation. Okay, it's not only about the engaging with the viewer, but the conceptual interaction. Okay, not the physical interaction only, but also the logical interaction between the viewer mind with all those view from the digital interface. Okay, for example, when you view all these graphic, text, everything, it gives you something for to communicate between the digital content and the user, plus the interaction or interactive media. So whereby you can click, you can navigate all the flow of the information, not with some limitation, but you can observe more to explore what the content of the digital content. Okay, what the message that the media trying to communicate with your understanding. Okay, so this is the element that you can combine to develop or to create the immersive or interactive experience, okay, with the content. And as I mentioned last week or previous week, so about the VOID, so please go and explore. It's about the interaction when you enter the visual or digital virtual reality. Okay, virtual reality and immersive experience when you try to feel the reality from using the digital technology. Okay, it's a lot of technology behind of those content, not only digital, but sometimes they will involve the mechanical and also the electronic capability and devices, so that you can feel the digital be more realistic and more immersive. Okay, so this is other examples of interactive media, okay, that commonly used nowadays about the social networking media. As I said, some of the social network, they have this interactivity capability. For example, any advertising, you can click on the advertising or the advertisement, then the viewer will be directed to some location or a website, so that you can view more product from that link. So this is part of the interactivity when you want to include in your digital content as well. And another important or another famous interactive media by using mobile apps. Okay, I for sure everyone have using this for quite long time. Okay, about this mobile application. So whenever you click to the mobile application, you will be use the services, the cloud services and the content of the apps. The website, I think everyone have experienced this. That's why in one of the assignment in this course, okay, you're going to develop the website. This is how you experience the interactivity of your digital content or your digital media. Of course, ebook already is a history. Ebook now they have interactive book, not electronic book, but interactive book and intelligent book. Okay, so there are a lot of application because everyone have been more creative to trying to develop the more immersive content for digital content. And e-commerce, okay, we used to apply or to booking all our groceries, booking ticket, everything. So we can use e-commerce. Also, they include embedded the interactivity in the media. Of course, video game. I think now they have using the standard. When you develop the video game, you must use at least the minimum interaction when you interact with the system. Okay, with the game. Okay, not only the 3D game but the 2D game also apply. Okay, this interactive media. And of course, this is quite popular as well. AR and VR. Okay, augmented reality and virtual reality. And in some courseware that all these educators have been developed, all these courses, they apply also the interactivity in their courseware. Okay, in teaching and learning, learning using digital platform. Okay, so these are also some of the example how we can utilize the capability of the interactivity in digital media. And kiosk, I think nowadays kiosk almost been reduced the number of kiosks, but nowadays we are using all the mobile devices when you want to create or develop the application for media interactive presentation. Slide is quite common. All the students nowadays, they are using the interactivity in their presentation. Okay, animation, when you click, you want to play, or you can control the flow of the media. That's why we need the interactive, interactive media or the interactivity features in your digital content. Okay, so far so good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So why we want to use this interactivity capability for your digital media? Because they have some advantages and disadvantages. Of course, some of the advantages, we can create more intuitive and persuasive environment when everyone have experience using this digital content, and the user can become more proactive, because they need some input from the user to navigate the flow of information. And sometimes it's more advanced interactive media. They can help user to accomplish more experience, or maybe can create more immersive interaction between the real environment with the digital environment. And of course, any advantages, they have some disadvantages, but we need to improve these advantages. And sometimes, for example, someone have playing game quite a lot. They take a long time by playing the game, they become addicted. This is one of the impact, or the impact of continuous playing the game non-stop. And of course, when you want to develop the interactive media, you need a lot of time, a lot of effort, and you need to plan properly, so that you can develop you can develop highly effective digital content that using this interactive concept. Okay. So I think when you want to create all these interaction in your digital content, the first and foremost, you need to understand how to develop a very good graphical user interface, because not everyone can understand what we are going to tell people, but the way we presented the information can make all the user or viewer easier to understand what are the information that we try to convey, what the information that we want to deliver. And the flow of information are differently interpreted by different users. It depends on their understanding and their tacit knowledge. So tacit knowledge ni that's about the previous experience that using the interface. I think everyone have experienced this. For those are using Android, they prefer to buy or continue the product of Android compared using the Apple. For those are using this Apple product or iOS, they prefer to continue using the Apple platform, because they're so familiar with all these user interface, user experience, and so on. So this is the challenge, how we need to consider to develop the more effective and the most immersive experience to the user. But it's quite challenging. You need to understand the psychological aspect, some of the emotion, the attitude, and perhaps the language that we commonly use. Because some of the studies said they need to be more uniform. Uniform in terms of organizing the information, so that they can reduce the risk of misconceptual or misunderstanding about the specific topic. Okay, so this is the thing that you need to learn and try to use the component of multimedia to make sure all your content will be easy to understand, okay, visible to anyone, and able to understand the message and the content that you want to deliver. Okay, that's why by combining all those multimedia component, you can improve, okay, the understanding of the user or the understanding of the viewer, okay, looking to your digital content. Okay, so that's the most important thing. Okay, then not all the digital content apply this interactivity. Okay, because some interaction they only one way, and some interaction they need multiple ways of interaction. Okay. Okay. Before we develop the interaction, the first and foremost you need to develop your the most effective GUI. So what is GUI? GUI is a graphical user interface. Okay, it's something, a system of interactive visual component for the computer software, and a graphical user interface display object that convey information, as I said, and represent the action that can be taken by the user. Okay, for example, when you go to the website, for example, okay, there's some message to deliver to the audience. Okay, some message to deliver to the viewer of the internet or the netizen. Okay, for example, if you go to the UMK website, there are a lot of information there. So how they present the information so that the user can understand, okay, easily, okay, by looking to the interface. So that is quite a challenge, how to compose the information in such a way that everyone can understand easily, and they can reduce the time of understanding the message from the interface. So this is the quite challenge, because you need to understand the design concept, the information flow, and the way you present the information in visual way. Because when you look on graphical user interface, it's about how you present, okay, the content, okay, in more visual. Okay. Okay, but then if you are using multimedia, you not only a visual effect, okay, you can embed it into your content, but you can include also the voice, the music, okay, sound, and also the interaction. So this is a component that very important to make sure your design of your website or design of your digital content will be more creative and more interesting. Okay. Okay, for example, from the slide, I think everyone can see this. Okay, the screen shows the GUI of the website. Okay, so from your opinion, okay, what do you think about the content that the website want to deliver? It's about what? Okay, the way they design is to market something, isn't it? How we can use this platform to develop the website, and how you can subscribe with this platform. So that's the main focus of this interface. Okay, so from this example, you can see the menu allow user to interact with the content and do a specific task in the website. Okay, let's say you want to buy something, you can click this cards sign or icon. If you want to write something, you can click with the WordPress icon, and so on. So they use icon to get more attention from the user. Okay, from the user. Okay, so the same thing goes to this example as well. Okay, if you are using the mobile apps, the way you present, the way the designer represent the icon, develop the content, and also the way they design the look and feel, okay, the colors, how they use the specific colors that can bring some new experience through GUI. Okay, then how they well organize the GUI to improve the user experience. So they have some correlation between the design of the GUI and the user experience. Okay, the more creative, the more interactive your GUI, the more experience you can deliver to the user. Okay, for example here now they have very famous actor, he one of the ambassador for big sales nowadays. Okay, about the GUI of e-commerce, Shopee. Okay, Shopee is one of the famous e-commerce apps called Shopee that allow users to make purchase and find specific item and chat with the sellers. Okay, to design in a such way to improve the user experience, they do a lot of research. What are the need? What are the requirement that will be so important? Okay, whenever you design these apps, okay, so that when the user come to the using the apps, they know what to do and they can interact easily with this application. Okay, so you have to think how to develop the good interactive media or platform that you can apply the interactivity in your digital content design. Okay, it's not about interaction by the physical interaction. Maybe you can using gesture, or you are using voice to order, or you can use another interaction. Okay, maybe to verify you are the user of this account, you can use retina scanner. Okay, you can use fingerprint and so on. This is some other example of the interaction that can improve the user experience using not only the product but the devices that you use when you apply or when you want to use the application on your digital content. Okay, and so far any question?
No, sir.
No question so far? So I can proceed?
No.
Can proceed.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Okay, this is very famous. Everyone have the Facebook. So can you observe, maybe not in my class, you can observe later on after my class, how you find out the evolution of the Facebook from the first year they launched the Facebook until now. Okay, what are the improvement that have been developed? Okay, what are the improvement that Facebook, and now they call another name of the Facebook. Okay, so how they improve from one version to one version? Okay, because the GUI must be intuitive. So why is it intuitive? Okay, and must be consistent. Okay, so that user be so comfortable when they are using this application, and make sure the GUI can be organized and we as a user feel fun using this GUI. And if you observe or if you alert with this design of the Facebook, so it's a sequence of hierarchy. Okay, on the look and feel on the application, on the interface. It's not complex, but it's easy to use and also help us to understand better about this application. And in some cases, the GUI for different devices, you need to be more flexible. Okay, if you are using the smart devices, for example, tab, and other things that similar, you need to emphasize on the icon. Okay, and if you are using smartphone, so some of the GUI can sometimes it's different. Okay, depends on what devices that you use. Okay, I think you can explore this. Okay, you use the same application, you try to compare. If you access Facebook from your smartphone, what is the difference? Compare if you access your Facebook using desktop, okay, using your personal computer, or you are using your tab. There's some features and some button are not there. If you find out some button in the smartphone and some button is not available on the smartphone. So it depends on the experience, because if you do a lot of editing, you are not using smartphone, you must use your desktop or your laptop. So that's why the GUI must be so flexible, okay, based on the devices that you are using. Okay, so why did they create this? Because to develop a good user interface and be so user friendly, okay, for those user, okay, so user friendly. So this is a lot of research that we conducted, especially on graphical user interface, and the most important thing, we want to achieve, okay, the high interactivity with the system, okay, from the digital world and physical world. That's why there are a lot of research will be conducted, and this is some of the growing area if you want to do research. Okay, and there are a lot of tip or maybe some of guideline if you want to obtain a good interactivity in any of your digital content production. Okay, either it's a bad or good user experience or user interface, you need to understand the good so that you can apply the good thing, and you need to understand the bad thing. Okay, that's why you can avoid. Okay, those are the bad things. Okay, that you to avoid. Okay. Okay, the few colors on the icon. Sometimes you need to be very creative or very good choosing the right icon and the right colors. Okay, sometimes if you are using the bad colors or the colors that are not suitable to your content, they can create something what we call it. They can create you're not comfortable with this interface. So please choose the right colors and the right icon size so that your interaction will be good, and the interaction between user and the content itself will be in balance, in perfect way. So there will be not all colors suitable for all content, and not the similar size of the icon suitable for different type of the digital content and the design of your digital product. Okay, especially software, because there are a lot of interaction involved if you develop the software or develop the the application. Okay, if you just develop the artwork of the digital like interface, everything, so the colors will be more important to highlight some of the information that very important. Okay, and this one, as I said, a good GUI, okay, they have be suitable with the devices. Okay, if you can see from the slide, okay, if you can see, okay, they accessing the same platform, the same website, but the way of the presentation of the content is slightly different. Okay, it's slightly different compared to each of these devices. Okay, the content is similar, but the arrangement of the content is slightly different. Why they do this? Because they want to improve the way we can interact. For example, for a smartphone, if the buttons are too small, it's very difficult to interact. So that's why, okay, if you are using smartphone, they emphasize the design will be slightly different. They will create the bigger size of the icon and bigger size of the button, so that we can interact easily with the application. Okay, and this is also another example. Okay, sometimes we want to create in more colorful way, but they're not suitable for the context of the information. Okay, come again, you have to understand the content of this information, the content of the production, before you choose the combination of the colors. Okay, sometimes it's very important, because when someone not feel interesting or feel easy to use your application, or easy to view your digital production, so you can lose interest on your production. Okay, come back to the objective of the content that you want to develop. Okay, for example, if you want to develop content for kindergarten, for children, maybe you can use this more colorful, more a playful design. Okay, not using formal design. You can use the playful design. So depends on the type of the user. Who are the user or the dominant user of your digital production? Okay. And this is another example when we want to interact with the form. Okay, I think most of the website nowadays, they allow form submission. Okay, and how this form can be processed with the system, and we need to harvest, or we need to get the input, the right input for our analysis for the processing part. So the way you present, okay, the information that you need must be in uniform form, and must be nice to see from your eyes, from the viewer eyes, because they can help a user to stay focused to what are the information that need to be input. Okay, for example, from the slide, okay, you see before and after. Okay, so these two form, okay, actually try to receive or harvest the similar information, but the way we design the interface is different. Okay, which one is better interface? Okay,
Kanan, sir.
the before or after?
After.
Which kanan? My kanan or your kanan? After, isn't it?
After.
So this is more interesting and easy for our eyes to view. Okay, this one is quite, it's not standard, it's not systematic, it look like it's not carefully designed. This one is carefully designed using table and everything. So you need to use this kind of interface so that you can improve, okay, the engagement of the user with the system and the user interface when every time they want to key in the data. So this is the thing you need to consider. Okay, we are looking also in the type of the form. Okay, so sometimes it's come again to what type of the digital content. Okay, you want to create. For example, if most of the student come from heritage study, maybe if you want to present something more on related to the heritage, maybe you have to use the right font for your context of your digital content. Okay, maybe you can use slanted, you use more classic character font, okay, that will be suitable to your content. So this is also can contribute, okay, the chances of engagement, okay, with the viewer, okay, not on the technical part but on the logical part of interaction. Okay, when they first time look on your interface, on your font, they know the context of your content. Okay, and sometimes you can play around with the colors. Okay, the colors sometimes can give some indicator on the status, okay, on your focus. Okay, for example, if you, okay, how to say this? Okay, maybe you want to develop one website, okay, website that emphasize on the safety side. So maybe those are warning, signal. Maybe you can use, yellow color, for example. Those are dangerous. Okay, you can use red color, and so on. So this is you have to play around with the colors. Okay, but be careful. Okay, using to play with the colors, because sometimes too much colors, variety of the colors sometimes is not suitable for the eyes, for our eyes. Okay, because sometimes some user, they have some limitation with this eyes punya, what we call it, the colors. Sometimes the combination of the color can make our eyes tired and can give, we cannot focus, because some of the colors sometimes is not so comfortable with our eyes. So you need to understand on the design aspect lah. Maybe you can learn from those designers, or maybe some of the lecturers that very good in designing. They can consult you what the best color for the what context of information or digital content that you want to develop, okay, or you want to create. Okay, another thing, okay, when you design the interaction, sometimes you can follow the trend, because the trend is the most people more prefer to the current trend. Okay, for example, maybe in now everyone have using minimalist flat design. It's quite straightforward. Okay, and one of the thing that I remember, when you design something, the step of the interaction, okay, maximum you only can achieve 3 times, 3 step. Okay, 3 step of interaction will be the best interaction. Okay, because come again to the basic of the computer, the basic of information ecosystem or information flow. Okay, when using the digital platform, they have 3 process. One is the input, second one is the process, and third one is about the output. So that come to the process of the interaction. Okay, whenever input, okay, you input to the system, what are the processing, they will process the information, okay, through digital platform or digital analysis, and produce the output where you can view the reaction or interaction feedback to your interaction for your input. Okay, so there are 3 step will be good enough whenever you want to design the good interaction. Okay, in most of your digital design, not only for interface, but to process the data and also to produce the good interaction of cognitive, not only on the technical part, but the interaction of the cognitive engagement between the digital content or the digital media and the user who are using the application or who view the digital interface or content. Okay, and this is a lot of example. You can see a lot of from Lazada, okay, from Amazon, from Utusan Malaysia, and so on. This is a different type of category in business. They have a different approach and also a different design, okay, so that they will suitable with the context of the information and the nature of the business. Okay, for example, Lazada, what are the things they want to emphasize? Of course, they want to interact with the product. Okay, so make sure the product will be very clearly defined, and the price. So these are the things that we can use to improve the interaction, not only the physical interaction but the cognitive interaction, so that when you look to the Lazada, they can go straight away to the product they want to buy. Okay, another example. Okay, if you are using this portal, news portal. So what are the things that important in news portal? Okay, of course the picture and the tagline. Okay, headline. So these are the important thing that can be used whenever you want to develop the news portal. Okay, for Amazon, they sell a lot of things. Okay, they have different way of engaging with the user experience and user attention. So it comes again to the nature of the business and the nature of the information and the context of the digital content that you want to produce and deliver to the user. Okay, so we got another 10 minutes. Okay, so if you can see this, watch the blank face. Okay, so it's blank space. Sorry. So this is the setting of the content. So this you have to be more creative okay, the way you design the content. What we can say, this is like the infrastructure, the structure of the information. Okay, how you structure all those information and the content so that you can create more engaging interaction. Okay, not only on physical interaction, how you interact, you click here and there, you navigate all those pages. Okay, but the context of interaction between your mind and the message that website or digital content want to deliver or to communicate with your understanding, okay, how you process the information. Okay, so this is the layout, the layout how we organize all those content, especially for the website. Okay, this is the thing that you need to consider. And sometimes you can use wizard. There's a lot of apps. When you interact, okay, you can use a wizard. Wizard is like a template lah. It's like a template, so that you can design a very good digital content. Okay, for example, website. Okay, you use a Wix, and you can use a lot of other website development page. I mean the platform. Okay, so you can use the template, so that by using the template, okay, you can develop a very interactive or the very interactive and interesting digital content of your website. Even though your information are the same, but the template that you use, okay, can help you to design the more engaging and the more interesting website for your content, and improve the interaction, okay, of the content and the user that using the content. Okay, and then this is when we want to develop, you need to design the flow of information to which page. Okay, when you click the button or you interact with the system, okay, you need to design carefully the flow, the navigation flow of your digital content, especially if you develop the website, because if you design carefully all those the flow of information, the flow of page to navigate, if you find out some problem, you can easily detect which file and which interface they need to be improved, and to check, so that you can fix all those errors and all those mistake. Okay, normally they quite common when you develop something complex. Mistake always happen, and you need to improvise every time you find the error, and to improve the navigation flow of the information. Okay, I think pop-up also one of the good example of interactivity. Okay, so that they can alert you what are the missing things, and the message, okay, the interaction between the system and the platform, okay, the application with the user. And another thing also to improve the interaction, not only about the visual, it's about the sound. Okay, the sound. Okay, that's why if you notice, if you sometimes you're using the app, you're using the phone, they have some clicking, clicking sound. So this is also part of the interaction. Okay, interaction of the voice. Okay, interaction when you click, they have some effect on sound. Okay, sometimes you can feel the texture. Okay, so that's also another level of interaction. Okay, you can feel the texture of the surface. Okay, and also the gesture. Okay, you can I think a lot of example of the application. You can use your palm, okay, as a gesture to take photo. Okay, so that's one of the application of interaction. Okay, okay, I think that will be end of my lecture for this week. So maybe you can continue all those tutorial with your tutorial lecturer, and till we meet again. So before I end, do you have any question? Any question?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. I've got a question, sir.
Yes.
I've got a question, sir.
Okay, what question?
Until today, I've not heard of GUI, but only UI, user interface. So is GUI and UI the same thing?
Oh, okay. GUI is graphical user interface. Okay, UI is user interface. Because now, with the current latest technology that we have, okay, the interface now is not limited on graphical. Okay, It's
Okay.
beyond that. Okay, we can interact with the system by our voice. Sometimes we cannot see, okay, the visual, the graphical, but we can feel. Okay, and sometimes
Okay.
the sensor around us is also the interface. Okay, when you want to interact with the system. Okay,
All right, sir.
so this is another level of interface. Okay, because if you notice, then nowadays we have Internet of Things, Internet of Education, Internet of everything. Not Internet of Things only, but Internet of everything. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so maybe who knows, in the future we can communicate through digital platform. Okay, our mind. That is another interesting area to explore. Okay.
All right, sir.
So any
Thank you.
question? Okay, if I think that's all for now. So thank you very much. Okay, so till we meet again. Okay, inshallah. So
Okay, hello, sir.
good luck and all the best. So please stay tuned for this attendance. So thank you very much and assalamualaikum and good luck and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
See you next week, sir.
Okay. Please stay for attendance. Sorry. Okay, thank
See you
you.
when I see you.